know what's yours.
Namaste and welcome to Yoga in the Garden with me, Wendy, and I've got Samuel with me today to help me out.
Yay!
So today we're going to be learning about something called Aparigraha, which is the last of our yamas. So can you remember from previous weeks, our yamas are how we react with, it's like a code of conduct, how we can behave, how we can be good people.
This week's is about not being greedy and not wanting.
Not being greedy, not wanting everything we see and everything we hear and smell, but also about letting go of feelings and letting go of sensations in our body and just being in every moment and enjoying every moment for what it is. So we're going to start, as usual, in our comfortable sitting position with our backs nice and straight. Now today I'm kneeling, but some days you might be sitting with your legs crossed. We've got Pebbles joining us as well.
A dog.
So I'm gonna kneel today just for something a little bit different. So call and response. Sam and I will sing a line and you can sing a line back. Are you ready? Palms together. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. Shall we play? Your turn. Namaste, shall we play in our special yoga way? Your turn. In our special yoga way. Bending bodies, being strong. Your turn. Bending bodies, being strong. Keeping healthy all life long. Keeping healthy all life long. Can you stretch into your fingers and give them a wiggle? Tickle the clouds. And we're going to do some watching out for each other, so I'm going to move to the side a bit. Make sure you're not going to smack your partner. We're going to do a little bit of flapping our arms backwards and forwards and giving ourselves a pat on the back. Before we even start our practice today, we're going to give ourselves a pat on the back and say, well done me. I'm going to do some yoga. Well done me for getting started. Lovely. Can you pat yourselves on the back, Sam? Good. Warming up our arms and then just relaxing. Now, I would like you all you children out there now, I'm going to give you a task.
And adults.
Adults, you can stay sitting down, but children, I'm going to give you a minute and I want you to run off and find a toy, a book, a game, or something that you haven't played at or looked at or read in the last week. On your marks, get set, go! Grown-ups, if you want to, I would like you to bring to mind now, you can go back, something that you haven't used in a while. And that might be something like
Skeletor.
Like the Skeletor. If you've got a Skeletor that you like to play with grown-ups, then you might think about that. Or it might be something, it might be a feeling about yourself that you haven't used in a while.
Or a bottle of wine.
So a lot of grown-ups are getting through several bottles of wine in lockdown. But it might be that sometimes we don't feel very kind towards ourselves. So it might be a feeling of kindness, or it might be a sense of pride in something that we've done. So if you haven't had any of those feelings in about a week or so, then maybe think of something that you haven't felt, or it can be a physical thing that you haven't used. Now, kids, you should be back about now. If you haven't, grown-ups, pause the video, and when they're back, you can restart. So now, grown-ups, you're going to close your eyes and imagine how it feels to feel that feeling, or to hold that thing in your hands, or to read that book, or to listen to that piece of music. And children, I want you to hold your object, whether it's a toy, a book, or whatever you've bought,
A DVD.
and I want you to look at it. And I want you to really study it. Feel it. Smell it. If it's got moving parts, move them around. Stare at it for a while and think, what makes you smile about this toy or this object? And grown-ups, same for you with your eyes closed. What makes you smile about that object that you've brought to mind, or that feeling that you've brought to mind? Perhaps sometimes it's not always something that makes you smile. So we're focusing completely on this one thing in our hands or in our minds for the grown-ups. Looking at it turning around. Now I'd like you to imagine using this toy again. How would you use that toy next time you pick it up? You don't have to say anything, you can just think about it. You don't even have to do it right now, just think, what games can you make up? And grown-ups, think about when can you use those feelings or that object that you've brought to mind? So perhaps children, now that you've stared at your toy or object for a while, you might want to close your eyes and imagine yourself playing with it. You can still hold it. You can perhaps hold it and press it to your chest. And close your eyes. And close your eyes still. And think of yourself. Imagine you're watching yourself playing with that toy now. A toy that you haven't played with for a while, that's been a bit sad and lonely. And then you can decide, maybe later you might come back to that toy or other toys that you've forgotten a bit about and come back to play with them. And sometimes we can say, actually, I'm ready to say goodbye to this toy and give it to someone else who's going to love it just as much as me. Always check with your mummy and daddy first, but sometimes we hold on to things just because they're there. And we don't play with them, we don't use them. And it's the same with feelings. We don't use them so we can maybe let go of them. So now we've done that very serious part of our yoga, should we get on and do some fun?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you've got a toy, or Sam's got an action figure here, so he's got Skeletor. So Skeletor is going to watch us do our yoga and make sure we're doing it right. Okay, so he's got lots of bits that articulate, and we're going to be like Skeletor today, so we're going to move all of our body parts. So let's have a look at Skeletor and let's do some warm-up exercises from Skeletor. So Skeletor's shoulders move like this. So can you move your shoulders like this? Nice, moving backwards and forwards. And his elbows don't bend. So his shoulders can do this, but his elbows don't bend. Can you do that, Sam? Take them out and turn your hands as you go up and down. Nice.
His hands don't move either.
Oh no, his hands don't move, so we just keep our lower arms still. Good. And then can we touch our hand to our back? So you just move it, yeah. And then can we touch our other hand to our back? Pointing your elbow up to the sky. And one more on each side. And the other side. Now his legs, his knees don't bend, but his hips move. So we're going to lie down on our backs. And we're going to bend our knees a little bit like Skeletor. Head down on the floor. And if you want to, you can put your hands underneath your bottom if it's hurting your back, or you can have your hands by your side. A little bit of a bend on your knees. And we're going to move our hips, our legs in circles, one at a time. Just one at a time. And then the other one.
Is actually
Moving it in circles from the hips, as if you were one of those plastic toys. And their hips only go so far until they break. And our bodies are exactly the same. We can't move them too far because they might break. Good. And then we're going to move everything now. We're going to take out our plastic joints and we're just going to swish around. We're going to imagine that we're a lump of jelly. Nice. And we're going to sit up. We're going to sit up. And we're going to have our bottom on the floor. We're going to hold on underneath our knees. Can you hold on underneath your knees with your feet to the floor? Can you shuffle your feet as close to your bottom as you can? And then can you rock back and sit on your bottom and balance, squeezing your knees to your chest without putting your toes down? And then we're going to let go. So we're going to put our feet firmly on the floor, our hands on the floor, and we're going to take a deep breath in and puff up our chests. Lift your bottom off the floor. And then we're going to put our bottom down and we're going to give ourselves a hug again, hugging the backs of your knees. And we're going to point one leg up to the sky without falling backwards. Point your toes up to the sky. We're going to keep that leg pointing up and put the other foot down. Bring your hands out behind us. Keep this leg up to the sky. press into the foot that's on the floor in your hands and lift your hips. Well done, Sam. Can you put your toes to the sky? And then we're going to put our bum down, bend both knees, hug your knees to the chest. We've got to be even on both sides, haven't we? Because we don't want to walk around in circles. So we're going to point the other leg up to the sky without falling back. If you do, all that's going to happen is this. Just make sure there's nothing behind you. So you point your leg up to the sky, and then we put our foot flat to the floor. Then we bring our hands out behind us, keep that leg pointing to the sky, and press into our hands, press into our foot. Keep your heel down, Sam, and lift your hips up, heel down, heel down. Yeah, good. And then we put our foot down, bum to the floor, legs out straight, and give your legs a shake. Shake, 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 shake. We're going to come all the way up to standing to do some real warming up with a sun salute.
In a fun way.
Rock back and up. Woo! See if you can not use your hands. How many rolls does it take, Sam? Yeah, we got there. Okay, so can you remember a sun salute? You've not done this with me for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So we start with our feet either together or hip width apart on our mats. Bring our hands together at our heart. Samastiti. Take a deep breath in, reach your arms up. Utthita Tadasana.
Utthita Tadasana.
Breathe out and fall forward. Uttanasana. It doesn't matter if your knees bend. Uttanasana. Can you give your head a nod? Can you give your head a shake? No, 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 no. Come into a table now, so hands on your legs. Imagine your back is a table, so it's nice and flat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, Sam. Stick your bottom out behind you, reach your head forwards. Ardha Uttanasana.
Ardha Uttanasana.
Uttanasana. And then we bend our knees all the way down to the floor. We put our hands down on the floor. Now we've got to go quietly. We're going to jump back to a plank. So spread your fingers out and jump back to a plank. And then come down to the floor. Chaturanga.
Chaturanga.
Lovely. All the way down to the floor, Sam. Chest to the floor.
So 2 times.
Untuck your toes. Bhujangasana.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bhujangasana.
Bhujangasana. Squeeze your shoulders together. Imagine there's a sunshine in your chest, shining forward. And then we're going to lift our bum into the air, tuck our toes under. Can you remember this one, Sam?
Ardha Mukha Svanasana.
Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So imagine you're pushing a car up a hill, but looking at your feet. So pull your bum back towards this wall behind you. Bend your knees, Sam. Bend your knees. Breathe. Smile. And then look between your hands. And we're going to jump forward, but quiet. Quiet. Jump forwards. I think they all jumped a bit loud this week. They were quiet last week, but this week they're a bit loud. Should we get them to go back? Can you all step back into your downward dog, please? Step back into your down dog. Now, bend your knees, look forwards. We're going to make it a bit quieter so I can't hear you this time. Jump forwards. Much better, everyone. Well done. Then we're going to breathe out and we're going to fold over our legs. Uttanasana. Give your head a yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And a no, no, no. And we're going to press into our feet and like a rag doll, we're going to curl up to stand. We're going to sway from side to side. Swishing and swaying all the way up to stand. And when we get up to stand, let's take a big breath in. We're going to go, reaching out.
Oh,
Bring your fingertips together and then draw your fingers down to your chest. Just your fingers like that. Make as if you're holding a big ball in your hands.
Force.
It's like a force, isn't it?
It's V force.
The force. So, shall we play with the force then?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like you, we're going to do some playing with the force. So this is for all you Star Wars fans out there. So I'd like you to stand really relaxed. So do some bouncing on your knees and some wiggling your hips, relax your shoulders. And then hold your arms out in front of you, relax your elbows. Just like Skeletor here. So our elbows are in this position and our fingers are really relaxed. And I'd like you now to just start to move your hands really slowly together. Really slowly. Now, can you feel at some point a tingling in your fingers? Or sometimes it's like you've got magnets in your hands and they're pulling together or pushing apart. Or it might feel like you're trying to squash a ball. Can you feel something?
Yeah, I feel kind of like air.
Yeah? There's something there tingling. And you can move your hands forwards and backwards, and sometimes you don't feel anything at all. Sometimes it's, whoa, that's like magic.
You just have to be relaxed and don't move.
You do have to be relaxed. It's hard for some people, that's right, Sam, and that's the most important thing, to recognise that it's hard for you. You're halfway there. Nice. Relaxing your hands, and I find it helps to look and imagine a ball, and you can stretch it. Sometimes you can kind of feel your way around that ball. Has anyone got their ball of energy, their ball of force? And then we're going to relax. We're going to give our hands a little gentle shake, because it's nice to have some tingling in our fingers. So this one is going to be a little bit of a tricky sequence with a partner. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand side by side, and then we're going to turn the foot that's on the inside, we're going to turn the toes to point to each other. Nice, and the toes are going to touch. Nice. Spread your toes out though. I don't want to see your toes curling up and squeezing the floor. Can you spread your toes out? And then we're going to step the outside leg out to the side. And we're still going to face, our hips are still going to face the front of our yoga mat. Nice. Then we're going to keep the inside leg on our hand, on our leg. And we're going to reach the outside hand out to the side. And then we're going to slowly start to lean in towards each other. Still our chests are pointing forwards. Try not to bang heads with each other. And see if you can find each other's fingers. Brilliant. And you can hold hands with your partner here. Nice. This is cool. Can you remember the name of this one, Sam?
Star. Triangle.
Yeah, triangle pose. Trikonasana. So grown-ups, if you want to give your little ones a stretch, you might give her a little bit of a pull. You got that? Is that good?
Yeah.
Nice. Can you breathe? And
Yeah.
then we're going to bend this the knee that's on the inside. We're going to bend the knee and see if we can touch our hand to the floor, the inside hand to the floor. Nice. Well done, Sam. Well done. Good. Well done, everyone. Then we're going to let go of each other's hands. Bring our hand to our hip, the hand that's in the air to your hip, and come all the way up to standing up. We're now going to keep this outside foot where it is, but we're going to turn it to face each other now. So bend the front knee so the knees are almost touching, hands together. That's it. And we're going to push into each other's hands, bringing our chests forwards, shoulders squeezing together, smile at each other. Elbows down, Sam. Elbows down. Relax. Good. Now we're going to twist to the back. So the hand at front is going to stay pushing, and then the behind hand, the back hand, is going to reach out behind us. That knee's still bent, Sam. And we're going to reach and maybe turn and look at your thumb behind you. Nice. Pressing against each other for balance. Good. And then we come back to the middle. We straighten the front leg. And then we're going to fold, straighten your front leg. And then we're going to put each other's hands on our backs. And we're going to fold forwards a little bit. Stick our bottoms out behind us. Yeah, nice. Give each other a little bit of a cuddle.
No, my front leg hurts.
Is it a good stretch?
Yeah.
Good stretch. And then we lift up. And we step together. Feet together. We're going to give each other a hug. So hug around each other. Give yourselves a hug. That's nice. And we're going to lean back a little bit. So we're going to hug each other, interlace fingers behind, and lift our hearts up to the sky. And imagine we've both got our joined up energy, and it's upwards to the sky. Or if we need a little bit of extra energy, the energy is coming down into our hearts. Whatever we need. And then we're going to come together, give each other another hug. And we're going to do the same on the other leg. So just so you guys can see, we're going to swap sides. But you can just do the other legs. So we're going to face each other again. That's it. Toes together, front toes. Sorry, side by side. Sam knew what we were doing. And we're going to turn the inside toes to point to each other. And we're going to step the other leg out. Good. Then we're going to have the inside hand on the leg. The outside hand reaches out. And we're going to fold inwards. I'm going to see if we can find each other's hands. Yes. Trikonasana. Giving each other a little stretch. Is that okay, Sam?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, thank you.
I
That's a
can't
good
I
stretch.
can't.
I love this stretch. Oh, yes. And then we're going to bend. Keep holding on to each other's hands and bend the inside knee. Your knees might come together. So bend this knee, Sam. The one that's next to mine. Yeah, good. Straighten your back leg. Yeah, good. Hand towards the floor. Nice. Parsvakasana. And then we're going to stand bring your hands to your hip. Stand all the way up. That's it. Toes still pointing together. It's hard, isn't it? That's it. Back leg straight. We're not doing karate. We're doing yoga. We're going to now step so we turn to face each other. Toes touching. Bend the front knee. Hands together. Elbows in. Elbows in. Bend your elbows a little bit. Nice. Pushing gently. Lifting your chest up to the sky. Pressing into your back heel. Sam and I have been for a run this morning, so this is a good stretch to the backs of your legs, yeah?
7K.
Relax your shoulders. Nice. And then we're going to twist. So this front hand stays where it is. The back hand reaches up and out behind us. Keep that knee bent, Sam. Reach out behind you, maybe look at your thumb. It challenges your balance, doesn't it? If you look out behind you, harder to balance. But we're here supporting each other. And then we come back to the middle. And we're going to straighten the front leg one last time. And we lean forward, we bow to each other. Hands on each other's shoulders. Good. Relax your toes. No gripping.
Oh, no.
It's about not just you, everyone else at home. It's about letting go today. So let go of gripping that floor. There's nothing to pick up on your dirty floors. And then we're going to breathe in. Come up. We step together. We do the hug. And we do our little lean back. Energy. And we come together. And we're going to do one last little stretch before we come down onto the floor. So we turn back to back. And we take our legs wide. Now, you don't want to be like this. Unless you're really, really bendy. And very strong in the tummy muscles. You want a little bit of space between each other. So that when we lean forward, our bums can stick out behind us a little bit. So a little bit of space between each other. Turn your toes in and your heels out. And you want your legs to be about the same width. So grown-ups, your legs might be a bit narrower than your little ones. Hands on your hips, like a superhero, puffing up your chest. And then we're going to breathe out and we're going to fold forward. We're going to bow. And then maybe let your hands relax down. They might touch the floor, they might not. And it's okay, keep your legs straight and then reach through and see if you can find your partner's hands. Straight legs, Sam. Good. And it doesn't matter if your chest is up here or if your chest is down here. Try and keep your legs strong and straight. Imagine you're squeezing your knees up to the sky. Can you squeeze your knees up to the sky? Well done, everyone. Well done, Sam. Are you still breathing? Yeah. And we're going to let go of each other's hands. And we're going to walk our hands forwards into a wide down dog. Bottom in the air. Bottom in the air. Push that car up a hill. Say hello to me. Hello. Hello. And then we're going to walk our hands around to the front of our mat. And we're going to come back to kneeling. Come back to kneeling. Yeah, good. Well done. And give your legs a shake out behind you. One at a time. Shake, shake, shake as if you're shaking water off your toes.
Like a dog.
Like a dog. And we're going to do one last pose today that works on trust and neither of us being greedy and neither of us trying to take all the credit for this.
The adult should be on the bottom.
The adult should be on the bottom. As you get a bit older and a little bit stronger and a bit more confident, grown-ups, you're able to lift someone a little bit stronger. But for today, I want the grown-ups to be on the bottom or the bigger of the two children on the bottom. If you've got a grown-up spotting, that's great. Kids can do this together, but the grown-up needs to be spotting just really close to make sure that they're safe. Because this one could go a little bit the wrong way if it's two children doing it on their own together. So please do make sure they're supervised.
It went wrong with my dad and my sister.
They were only playing. Okay, so grown-ups, you're going to lie down on the floor on your back.
Hello.
With your back flat to the floor, knees bent. tailbone tucking under.
And I'm going to stand here
Now,
near her feet.
if you have tight hamstrings, grown-ups, perhaps put a little cushion underneath your hips to lift your hips up a
Or
little
any
bit.
like object here, because it's best to be comfy.
Yeah, that lifts your hips up a little bit. Really important here to keep your tummy muscles strong. And then grown-ups, you're going to put your legs up into the air and flex your feet. Then kids, you're going to walk forward, and I'm going to tickle Sam's toes. Have I got both of your toes? I've only got one toe. Where are both of them? That's it. No, don't lean yet. Don't lean yet. And I'm going to put my feet either side of Sam's pelvis. And he's going to position them where he finds it comfy. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So, now Sam is going to become a tree trunk. I'm going to wave my magic wand. And Sam is now a tree trunk, so he can't bend.
With my arms out.
He's a tree trunk with his arms out. His arms are his branches. He can't bend in the middle. He's like a plastic superhero. I'm going to reach my arms up. He's going to lean forward, and I'm going to scoop him straight up. And he's going to have his hands under his shoulders, and I'm going to have my hands over my shoulders.
And then
Both of us have arms straight, and he is still a plank. He's still reaching into his toes, lifting his chest.
And then you
Have
can
a go
do
at one hand away. Have a go at the other hand away. Now, Sam and I do this a lot. Careful. Sam and I do this a lot, so I'm comfortable. My legs are straight up. Okay?
Oh, God.
So you can have a few goes at that. Once you're confident, you right to do the other bit?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna squeeze his left hand. His right hand with my left hand. That means he's gonna lift his left hip a little bit. Alright? And keep the plank, keep the tree trunk, and I'm gonna take my left leg away. You alright?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna swap over. Okay? Keep the tree trunk. Keep the tree trunk. Watch out for the male anatomy. Lift your hips. And then we're slowly grown ups going to bend the knees and like a rocket landing gently. Come down. And Sam has to do a little flourish and a bow.
But I thought I'm a tree.
Well, you can bow now. You're a tree that will bow. Lovely.
Thank you,
Then Sam,
nature.
you're going to turn around. Walk, and grown ups, legs up in the air. Sam, walk back so I can tickle your heels now. I want to tickle all of your feet. And then grown ups, place your feet right up on their shoulders, and they can just lean back into your feet for a bit of a stretch. Heels down, Sam.
Mine will be relaxing at first.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
And grown ups, kind of push forwards and up, as if you're trying to lift them up off the floor. We're not going to do that one today, but we're just giving them a bit of a stretch. Does that feel okay? Okay, you can lift up now, Sam. And you can walk away. Grown ups, you can put your legs down. And we come back to our mat. Sam, come back. Come back, we haven't finished. So we're going to come back to our mats and we're going to sit up nice and tall again. So let's do a final little bit of twisting to finish off our practice. So should we do a partner twist?
Can we do the pretzel thing?
Yeah.
Cheeky one. The one with the number.
Yeah, we'll do the pretzel one. So we're going to sit with our legs crossed, facing each other. Knees touching. And you're both going to wave your right hand at each other.
Hello.
Hello. And you're going to hold on to your right hand. Left hand is going to go behind your back. And then I'm going to take Sam's right hand and give it to my left hand. And my right hand is going to go to his left hand. And then we're gently going to pull to twist to look over each other's shoulders. Over our own shoulders.
And you can pull their arms to
Just gently.
stretch.
And always ask each other, do you want more or less?
Do you want more or less?
A little bit more. Do you want more or less?
A little bit more. Do you want more or less?
I'm all right there.
A bit more. Yeah, that's nice.
And what's important to do here, Sam?
Breathe.
Breathe.
As if you don't breathe, you'll
Can
die.
you feel your tummy getting bigger when you breathe in? And smaller when you breathe out. Nice. And we're going to relax. We're going to do the same on the other side. So wave your left hand at each other. Hold on to your left hands for a moment. Right hand out behind you. And then I'm going to give Sam's left hand to my right hand. And I'm going to reach for his left hand, and then we're going to twist. I'm going to look over my right shoulder. He's going to look over his right shoulder. We sit up nice and tall. Relax shoulders, smiling.
Can I have a bit more, please?
Oh,
Can I have
yeah.
a bit more?
Yeah, go on then. So do be careful with each other's shoulders.
Would you mind putting out of my socket?
You might pull them out of your sockets. Relax your shoulders, Sam. Now, I don't know if you saw them, but Sam's shoulders were all the way up here. And that can't be very comfortable.
I'm
So
tight.
he is very tight. So relaxing your shoulders away from your ears and not going too far into a pose is much better for you. Yeah, good. Than doing this and thinking, oh, this hurts, when can I finish? I hate this. So enjoy it. And then relax, come back to the middle. High five. Nice. And we're going to come back and do a little bit of relaxation. So Sam, I want you to stay with your legs crossed. I'm going to stretch our hips. Stay with your legs crossed and come down onto your elbows. And then can you come all the way down onto your back and let your knees relax. And can you make goalposts, like rugby goalposts with your arms? And have your hands, elbows flat on the floor, fingers pointing up to the sky. So hands on the floor. Yeah, good. And then we're going to cross the change the cross of our legs.
You're a tree, basically.
Change the cross of your legs. Can you feel the stretch in your hips?
Mm-hmm.
Is it nice?
It feels different when I cross my legs the other way.
It does feel different when you cross your legs
Is
the
it
other way.
stretching it more
Because it's the harder way. Yeah, exactly. And then I want you to uncross your legs and straighten your legs out. And give them a little pat, little tap, little roll. And then bring your arms down by your sides and give your arms a little tap on the floor. And give your whole body a wiggle. Take a deep breath in and relax. Let go. Now I'm going to talk Sam into relaxation and all of you, including your grown-ups. So we're going to do a letting go relaxation today. Aparigraha. So take a deep breath in and squeeze your toes and squeeze your feet. Squeeze them and scrunch them up. And then breathe out and relax. And then take a deep breath in and squeeze the whole of your legs. And breathe out and relax. And then take a deep breath in and squeeze, make fists as tight as you can, make fists. And relax. And then breathe in and shrug your shoulders up to your ears, squeeze your arms to your sides and relax. Now squeeze your tummy muscles, your bum muscles and your back muscles and relax. This time scrunch up your face into the scrunchiest scrunchiness and breathe out and relax. And we're going to squeeze everything now. So take a deep breath in and squeeze everything. Your toes, your legs, your tummy, your hands, your face. And breathe out and relax. Flop onto your back. And just enjoy the feeling of not having to hold on to anything. Having let go of every little bit of squeezing. Every little bit of effort, every little bit of hard work. Sometimes when we do something that we find hard, or we have a feeling that we find hard, it's hard to let go of it. And it's there, squeezing our muscles, squeezing our brains all the time. But try that exercise, squeezing and then breathing out and letting go. Doesn't it feel wonderful? Now when you're ready to now, I'd like you to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, but in a non-squeezing way. So just give them a wiggle, as if it was the first time that they'd ever wiggled, and there was loads of space around them, and they were so long, your fingers and toes are longer than they've ever been. And then I want you to take a deep breath in and stretch your arms overhead, but gently just wake your body up. And roll over onto one side. And when you roll over onto one side, you can, you can turn to face your grown-up. And open your eyes and give them a smile. It doesn't matter if you don't. And perhaps you can hold each other's hands and say thank you to each
Thank
other.
you for me, a good lesson.
And then when you're ready to, you can make your way up to sitting up nice and tall again. And we'll finish with our final song. Yes, you can bring your toy with you if you want to keep that toy. If you've decided today that that toy is yours, you can place your toy in your lap. And we can do our final song together. Can you remember Made a Long Time Song?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, so hands together. We'll do a line and you do a line. May the long time sun shine upon you. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you. And the pure light within you. Nice and long. Guide your way home. Guide your way home. And then we relax our hands, we relax our shoulders. Bring your hands together. Take a deep breath in. And then we're going to bow forwards to each other and to everyone else out in the universe, out there letting go and sharing everything they have. Thank you for practicing with Sam and I today. Namaste.
Please subscribe.
Please subscribe. It's my marketing plan. Thanks everyone.